Hi guys, Shami on here. I hope all is well. I am doing a macaroni pie demo for you all, or for the Americans, you all know it as baked mac and cheese. I am doing it Trinidad style. Of course, I am from Trinidad. I'm just putting a little things that might be different to what most of you grew up having in macaroni pie. It's not a full of course of it. It's not like too far away from the original thing that we grew up eating. My style of doing it might be different. However, it is macaroni pie or baked mac and cheese as the Americans know it. I am using local cheddar, right? You see I have my lay out here already. My pasta of choice for macaroni pie is always penny, right? It was boiled beforehand and cooled down, right? A tip: if you want good pasta, don't overcook it. Remember, it's going to finish cooking in the oven, but don't have it too raw either. A tip: if you want good pasta, is the key in good pasta, boiling pasta properly, is salt. I use coarse sea salt to boil, to prep my stuff that needs boiling beforehand, right? So you're going to need salt. Don't put any oil in the pasta, please. Just put salt, right? So my pot is screaming hot. It's lovely hot. I'm going to add the milk at this stage. I'm making a cheese sauce. Watch and you follow. This is how I do all my pies here at home. Right? So I'm going to add carnation milk. That is about half cup of the equivalent of half cup of carnation milk. I'm going to add half of the cheese that I already have grated. I grated the cheese right before we came on. Right? It's freshly grated cheese. You all know I love to use fresh products, right? I'm going to put just a little bit of a very little bit of paprika. It's not smoked paprika, it's regular paprika. I also use nutmeg also for my macaroni pie. As I say, I'm doing it just a bit different. It's nothing to scream about. Be careful with the paprika. You know, it's vibrant in color. The nutmeg just adds a nice flavor to it. I'm going to put a little bit of iodized salt. At this stage, I will use iodized salt and not sea salt. I have the sea salt on hand, but I'm going to use the iodized salt. Right? Just a little bit. Not too much. The cheddar is already salty. Right? So that's about it. I'm going to add now, believe it or not, I put minced onions. Sometimes I put pimento in my pie. You can put it in the butter beforehand, right? You have it done in the butter beforehand. There's clumps of the paprika in there. Of course, you guys know how paprika and things behave, right? So you see the cheese sauce is already fully sauced. I'm just going to add a little bit of minced onion. I'm just going to add a little bit of the minced onion into it. I will liken it onto about a teaspoon of onion. Remember, onion is a very strong thing in flavor, and I don't want, it's not an onion pie, it's a macaroni pie. Just put the onion for a little bit of savory, more intense savory taste. Alright, so that's about all the onion you will need for that. It smells good, and at this stage it is optional to add an egg. Some persons like it with the egg, some don't. For the vegetarians, the egg isn't necessary because most of you that are vegetarians, you don't eat eggs, right? Or no animal products or produce, right? The egg isn't going to scramble because I'm moving very quick. So at this stage, I'm going to add my penne into my cheese sauce. Right? You just want to make sure the penne is coated. That's the goal with it. Some persons will add a finely shredded carrot in here. It makes a lovely color. You just want to make sure everything is coated. You don't need to, at this stage, turn off your stove. You don't need to, just make sure it is coated, as I was saying. That's what's important when you are doing it. You just want to make sure everybody have the cheese sauce on it. It isn't going to bake for too long, right? I'm baking a small one because it's not grease your dish with palm or any non-stick spray that you will have on hand. Why I use non-stick spray a lot is because it cuts down on the amount of fat, that we use, right? So that is why I use non-stick sprays. And cheddar is a very oily cheese, it is, right? So that's the reason I use, it smells just lovely, that's the reason I use the non-stick sprays. It smells really good. So there are variations. There are some people that they put like frozen corns and so forth in it. I like to keep something traditional. So for me, the macaroni pie or the baked mac and cheese, I keep it simple all the time. So I don't put much stuff in it except for the addition of the paprika and the onions. Pimento is really nice in it also, but you want to keep it as close to the real thing as possible. So you don't want to put too much of seasonings in it, okay? You see, I use only one teaspoon of regular onions. Just one, right? You want to overpack your dish either. You want your pie nice and level. Because remember, cheese still have to go at the top. This method I use here makes the world of difference in the taste and flavor of the pie, which is the cheese sauce. Even if you don't want to add all that I add, just make your cheese sauce with milk, with butter, milk, and cheese. It is important. It makes a world of difference. I don't do it how they used to do it long ago. Just boil the pasta and throw on it. Also, the penne is also really good because you don't have to break up the pasta and everything is uniform and one size and so forth, right? So I'm going to top it with the same cheddar. Lots of the cheddar. Like lots of it. You want a nice crust at the top. Very nice crust at the top, right? So I'll be using lots of cheddar like I said before. This is where I don't act. This is where I go in when I'm topping it, really. Only thing I would suggest is that you kind of press it a bit so you won't have a belly on your pie. What do I mean by that? That it's going to be bumpy in the middle and, you know, so you just want to make sure everybody get to all the pasta that is covered in macaroni, that is covered in cheddar, sorry. Right? It's quite simple, you know, it isn't hard to do. No part of making a macaroni pie is hard. No part. I kid you not. Right? It smells so lovely. I can't explain how good it smells. A bit of the paprika just went on some of the cheese just now. But I won't dust it or any such thing with paprika, right? Although it isn't a bad idea because it's going to bake with it. But that's... I don't ever do it that way, by the way. Right? But it just looks good. I know some people top it with different things also. But like I said, I keep it as close to long ago as I can. Yeah? So there it is, guys. I'm just going to top with some Italian breadcrumbs. Italian breadcrumbs contains sodium and so forth also because it is seasoned breadcrumbs. I'm not using panko, I'm using regular breadcrumbs. Fine breadcrumbs. Right? It helps take out the grease out of the cheddar during baking. And it also makes for nice crust on the top of it. This is not a brand of breadcrumb I'm using. I'm just using my vintage salt and pepper shaker for my breadcrumb. So don't think it's a particular brand of breadcrumb that I'm using because I'm not. However, I want to give you a tip while I'm here doing this. If you have breadcrumb and so forth and it's a large amount on your hands, store it in your refrigerator. Because it is bread and you should treat it like bread. It refrigerates really, really well also. So at this stage your oven should have already been lit hot in, and you bake your pie. I can't tell you how long it should go for. I will say put it for about 25. After that check it, but check it a lot and don't put the oven too hot. Macaroni pie is one of the most well-behaved pies. It's not really easy to mess up, and there is no waiting time. As it comes out the oven in about 5-10 minutes, you can cut it up. Really, you can. You just want to make sure all over get, okay? Just want to make sure, because I say it adds nice crust. It really do. It does. Right, so here you have it, guys. It was my pleasure as always. I hope you all enjoyed watching the demo. You can always feel free to put your comments below if you have any questions, and I will respond in a timely manner. The business is all over social media. I want to say again, the email address for the business is Food by Chamion, CHAMION. There's a business page for the business on Facebook, Food by Chamion, CHAMION. The business is on Instagram, Food by Chamion, and it's also on YouTube. I have my channel for the food business with the same name, Food by Chamion. So the business is all over social media. You can feel free to send me a message. If there is anything that I can help with, I will help, right? And feel free to give me suggestions on what you want to see me do next and all of that, right? You all know cooking is one of my passions. It is a gift that I was born with, and I'm always happy to share the knowledge that I have. So guys, until then, bye. I'll see you guys soon.